Hello, this is Janice from the Electric Quilt Company, and today I'm going to show you how to use Barbara Brackman's book, The Encyclopedia of Pieced Quilt Patterns, to identify quilt block designs. Barbara Brackman is a quilt historian. Over 40 years ago, she set out to try and find the name for every quilt block pattern. She quickly discovered that quilt block patterns have a variety of names that vary by time and place. What she created instead was a great resource for identifying block designs. Her book, The Encyclopedia of Pieced Quilt Patterns, is now available in its third edition from Electric Quilt. The genius of Barbara's system is that she created a logic for identifying any block based on their dominant seam line. Let's take a look at this block and use Brackman's encyclopedia to help us learn more information about it. To start identifying a block, first go to the key on page 7 of the book. Then go down the list until you find the first description that works for the block. For this particular block, the pieces are organized into square blocks, so we move to step 2. It's not a central medallion or a design made up of 2 separate blocks, or a block and sashing, so we move to step 3. Here we find the first thing that describes it. It's divided by 2 horizontal and 2 vertical seams into a grid of 9 major areas. It's not edged in small triangles, but the 9 areas are squares of equal size. The instructions tell us to go to the Equal 9 patch section, which starts on page 182. In the Equal 9 patch category, which is category 9, we'll find a second set of logical steps to help us locate this pattern within the category. Again, we'll start with step 1 and just move down the list in order. The pattern is not a feathered star, so we move to step 2. The block is in a grid of equal seams, so we move to step 4. The block does not have curved seams, so we move to step 5. Here we find a small diagram that looks like the block that we have. It says if the block is a star of this construction, then turn to the category called Like 5440 or Fight, which is on page 186. Turning to 186, we see that there are a number of blocks that look very similar to the one that we have. There are 2 options in particular that closely match our block. They look very similar at first because the line drawing is the same, but the shading in the block is different. The first option, 1627A, has the star points in neutral colorways and a background in a darker color. The second option, 1627B, has the star points in a dark color and a light-colored background. This one matches our block. Going to the list on the side, we can see that this design was called Garden Walk, Garden Patch, or Texas. Now we know what to call our quilt block, and we can flip to the back of the book to learn more information about the publications in which it first appeared. If you want to quickly get started making a quilt using this block, then you'll want to check out Blockbase Plus. Blockbase Plus is the companion software from Electric Quilt for Barbara Brackman's encyclopedia book. If you have both the book and the software, you can quickly find any block from the book by searching by the Brackman ID number. For this block, it's number 1627B. Once you find the block, you can print out templates, rotary cutting charts, or foundation paper piecing patterns to make this block at any size. With Barbara Brackman's Encyclopedia of Pieced Quilt Patterns and the Blockbase Plus software, you have the tools to find a block that you want to make, print out cutting requirements, and get started sewing within just a few minutes. You can find both Barbara Brackman's book and Blockbase Plus software at electricquilt.com. There's a link in the description. Thanks for joining me today to learn more about the Encyclopedia of Pieced Quilt Patterns and Blockbase Plus software.